It's Hicks 5-Minute Picks Week 7. By far the biggest week of Hicks 5-Minute Picks to date because this is the biggest weekend in college football. The games we've all been waiting for are finally here. Let's get into them. First one here, great rivalry. Red River, Texas, taking on Oklahoma Longhorns. 14-point favorites here. Let me give you some stats really fast about this matchup. 3 times in the last 7 meetings, the lower-ranked team has won. And if you throw out the 49-0 Texas blowout over Oklahoma 2 years ago, and you look at outside of the last 10 matchups these teams have played, the average margin of victory has been just 6.3 points per game. With that said, give me Texas, give me a cover, hook 'em wins. Here's why. Brent Venables' defense has had a really tough time slowing down Texas' offense. In the 2 matchups that Brent Venables has faced Texas since he's been Oklahoma's head coach, they've allowed a combined 79 points. Now Texas gets Quinn Ewers back, healthy in its offense. I think they're going to go up and down the field and score a lot of points. And I don't know how Oklahoma can keep up. Their now new quarterback in Michael Hawkins did not really give you a lot of confidence going back to his last game against Auburn. Deion Burks, your number 1 receiver for Oklahoma, out for this game. I don't know how Oklahoma is going to score enough points, forget to win the game, to even keep it within 2 touchdowns. I think Texas wins here handily, despite a rivalry that's really been unpredictable for the last few years. Give me Texas here, big 38-20. Longhorns win, Longhorns cover. Big one here in the Big Ten. Number 4, Penn State, on the road 5-point favorites at USC. Can USC get a big win here after losing to Minnesota? No. No, they cannot. Trojans, just like that piece of paper, get shredded because that is the biggest key to this game here. Penn State's run defense and run offense taking on USC. This game will be won in the trenches. It will be dominated by the Knits. Look at USC's 2 losses so far this year against Michigan, Minnesota. The common thread, they allowed 283 rushing yards. They've gotten gashed on the ground. Problem for USC's defense? Well, you are facing now one of the best rushing offenses in Penn State in the country. 217 yards per game Penn State averages. They're getting back their best running back, Nick Singleton, who missed last week's game against UCLA. So I think Penn State will be able to dominate the trenches offensively, but also defensively. You look at USC, right? They want to pass the ball with Lincoln Riley. Miller Moss, the last 3 games, has averaged 44 pass attempts per game. Why that's important is because this Penn State defensive line is going to eat this USC offensive line. They struggle protecting Moss, and I think they're going to get after him. And you're telling me you're going to drop back 45 times in this game? He's going to go down at least 4 times. Penn State wins this game in the trenches, offensively, defensively. Give me Penn State 34, USC 20. Knits win, Knits cover. Good one here in the SEC. Number 9, Ole Miss going to Death Valley to take on number 13, LSU. Ole Miss 3-point favorites here. Look, I don't trust Lane Kiffin. This is a guy who can't win the big game. When he's faced a team that's won 9 games in a season, his record against those teams, 4-21. He does not win the big game. With that said, give me Ole Miss. Give me the Rebels to win and to cover. I don't think LSU's defense is going to be good enough here to slow down Ole Miss's offense. I don't. Right now, I think Henry Parrish, the really good running back for Ole Miss, will be able to feast on the ground. And that's going to open up the pass game, which, by the way, is one of the worst areas of LSU's defense. They can't stop the pass whatsoever. And offensively, I don't trust Garrett Nussmeier. He's too up and down. I don't think he's good enough right now to keep up with an Ole Miss offense that should score points because LSU's defense stinks. No Harold Perkins, unfortunately, the all-world defender for the Tigers, out for the year. No Perkins, no LSU defense, no problem for Ole Miss. Ole Miss 31, LSU 23. Big win here for Lane Kiffin. Finally, the biggest game to date in college football so far. Number 2, Ohio State taking on number 3, Oregon. This game, before I give you a pick here, is coming down to 2 things. Ohio State's rush offense versus Oregon's rush defense and red zone efficiency. Both of those categories favor Ohio State. Buckeyes go into Austin. They win this game. I think, first and foremost, Oregon's defense is the worst unit in this matchup. I think they're going to struggle slowing down Ohio State's elite rushing attack, led by the best 2-headed monster in all college football, Trevion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, both averaging over 8 yards per carry. We saw Oregon the last time they faced a really good running back was Ashton Jeanty a few weeks ago. What did he do in that game? Casual, 192, 3 tutties, no biggie. I don't know how Oregon's run defense is going to slow down this two-headed monster for Ohio State. That means the Buckeyes are going to move the ball a lot in this game and get into the red zone. And once they get into the red zone, you know what Ohio State does? Scores. 21 trips to the red zone this year for Ohio State. Not only have they scored on every single trip, they have scored touchdowns in 20 of 21 trips to the red zone. And you look at Oregon's defense, they're 68th in the country in terms of red zone defense. So I think Ohio State's going to move the ball pretty easily against Oregon's defense, get in the red zone, score touchdowns in the red zone. I don't think Oregon can keep up. Give me the Buckeyes here on the road, not only winning and covering, winning by double digits. 31-21, Bucks take down the Ducks. Enjoy what is going to be a great weekend in college football.